Hey guys, I wanted to share a bit today about judgment. And this has come up for me because I've been observing the way I've been feeling and my energy levels and what I have been able to achieve over the last week. And basically, things have not gone the way I've wanted them to, and it has all started with judgment and the stories I've created around me. And for me, judgment is always about comparison, comparing myself to either the expectations I think I should have, or comparing myself to other people's outsides and what they're doing. And this showed up a lot for me last week. And so what it resulted in was a real big decrease in energy, a lack of motivation, feeling sorry for myself, getting cranky, getting angry, and then just creating more roadblocks. Why? I mean, seriously, why? I know this stuff, right? I know this stuff. And I could even, in last week, I was in session talking to people about stories and parenting stories, knowing it to be true, and in that moment, being okay, and then walking out of session and having moments of judgment and stories and making them feel real. And then allowing them to affect my feelings, of course, because that's what happens. And then my feelings affected my behavior, and all of it, creating my reality all on something that wasn't even real. So, big observation, big energy shift over the weekend. I really needed to lean in and look at why. What was this judgment about? What was the purpose of this judgment? What was it serving? What was I willing to let go of? And then try and work my way through. And that's what I did. The weekend was really a time of leaning in, telling my stories out loud to people I hold dear, allowing them to laugh with me at how ridiculous they were, trusting that I could be vulnerable and share. And what it allowed me to do was to release it, to see it for what it is. And often when we say things out loud, they seem much more ridiculous than when we're hanging on to them and letting them percolate and influence everything that's going on inside. So I did that. I meditated. I started writing, which for me at the time was a big block. All right, and I've continued to let go, continued to say the stories out loud, because I recognize that in being vulnerable enough to share the stories around not being good enough, not doing as well as I expected to do, not achieving everything I set out to do, making that mean something about who I am at my very core. I realize that by saying all those things out loud, it really diminishes the power that they have over me. And so I'm sharing here that, things are much better now that I've been able to let go of that. It was a long week. It wasn't a happy week. And it was all because I allowed stories to get the better of me. I allowed myself to judge me, and of course when I'm judging me, that means that I'm also going to judge others, because it is, as within, so without. Our perception is projection. I made people's really inconsequential actions, thoughts, conversations mean something about me when they weren't. They had nothing to do with me. What a surprise. All of our stuff is always all about us. So back on deck, so happy and relieved to be back. And guess what? Back on deck, losing the judgment, and now I'm more productive, I'm happier, I'm more in touch with creating my best life, and life feels good. Who knew, right? Letting go. It's a thing, and it's something that I need to practice on a daily basis. Thought I'd share. Bye.